even in the Garcia case or whatever, the reason that the prosecutor was sorry was because
they
went for everything.
It's your boys.
You didn't get no less. You didn't
Well,
say
the
voluntary
same.
manslaughter. You said it's
Beautiful
murder.
starlight up in here.
At that point, the jury's gonna be like, okay, murder.
We got our man, the attorney, is in the house.
But see, even I think the problem is also with
And we got a special guest up in this bit.
the jury. When you have people
My man from DNA Sports.
who are now saying there are no way that they can.
The A in DNA, Ace Brown is in the
You got
building.
jurors who are not saying that. So when you doing that,
Well, that thing might get hot tonight. Y'all need to tune in tonight.
But here's my point: when you charge murder, that standard is so high.
Hey, we going on in 1 minute. Keep it going. Hey, keep
That standard
going.
is
It's
so
going.
high that you gotta sit there like.
Hey, we going on in 1 minute. I know it's a little early. Come on, get on board.
Like, oh, you were just reckless. You did a reckless act that resulted in the death of somebody, whatever. That's much easier to prove.
It
Like,
is.
and that's why I said,
I'm really afraid of what's happening with the
all my
economy.
eggs in this
There's
basket.
too much
I'll
civil
guarantee you,
unrest,
black
there's
person in a regular
terrorism,
situation,
and unstable
they're going for
markets.
murder,
I'm tired of
voluntary
riding ups
manslaughter,
and downs
involuntary
of the
manslaughter.
One thing.
They're going to
Because I thought everything up
aggravated assault, aggravated
like
battery.
they did with OJ. Yeah, where they got the kidnapping and every damn thing else. Whatever can stick, I'm gonna throw it at you.
And that's why I said again, it's the prosecutors that sit there, they can decide. And then again, cops get to do in most states what most defendants don't get to do. Which I was like, this is ridiculous. You get to go before the grand jury and say, like, okay, I feel in fear for my life. Then why can't my client go in there and say, like, well, look, yeah, I shot him.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was scared of him.
Yes.
See, I even thought about. So this is one thing. Like, I'm not against police officers. Trust me.
No.
Especially the ones that came to my house in Walton County. Hey, y'all doing a bang up job. But here's my question. Like, so like the video of the female in Decatur, right? I think it was in Decatur recently. When she got
He was just beating her
When he was
with a
beating
baton.
her. If I'm a citizen who comes to her help and say, hey, dude, you doing a little too much. And I grab his baton. Now, I'm assaulting a police officer when I'm really just trying to tell him, you don't have to beat that woman like that. That's why I think when can a citizen step in and say, that civilian's life is in danger now, and I'm trying to help her.
But see, that's the scary part about it, because it is when you step in and at what point you become assault.
About that time, baby.
Exactly.
And you might get shot.
Exactly. And I'm just trying to help the citizens.
Which is why a lot of times you're just standing with the camera like, okay, this is the best I can do for you here.
Talk Atlanta United right after the word game. Then the Braves and the Bulldogs sing. Talk about it all. Window to the wall. On a call if the line be busy, just maintain. They gon' get at you, dang. What King and Sane talking about, it ain't a thing. They came here to put you up on game. Real talk, speaking about anything. Sports history, life drama, no mystery. Are you told? You will be soon. Random issue, every living room, every car,
Oh,
every
that's it.
bar.
Is it?
We'll talk
It's in there. I ain't got the level coming down to the car.
King and Sane be the calm down.
Boom.
Have just entered the building with your boys, King and Sane. Welcome to Shop Talking Random-ish, where conversation rules the nation and no topic is off limits.
You know, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation.
And welcome your hosts, Rick King and Will Sane.
Greetings, Atlanta, America, worldwide internet. Thank you for tuning in to Love 860. You're in Shop Talking Random-ish with King and Sane.
It's your boy Rick Kane.
And Will Sane.
I got the lovely Miss Starlight in the building.
Evening, gentlemen. Evening, gentlemen.
Well, we got two permits that are already here and on town. My man, the great attorney Todd Wooten, is back in the building.
What up, what up, what up?
And we got my man from the DNA Sports Talk. My man, Asa Brown, is in the building.
What's going on, y'all?
Hey, man, we might as well get to it.
Oh, hold on. And always we
I'm not
got
black, I'm old.
And always
Jay.
we got who behind the board, though. Can't leave out the board, man.
I was getting ready to say, y'all must have forgot my name.
I never get you back.
That guy over there.
I'm starting to feel some kind of way.
No, man. Hey, that's
I'm
why.
starting to feel some
That's
kind
why I had to cut
I'm
Rico.
starting to feel like CNN talking about OJ, but that's okay.
Well, you know, we ain't Sean Spicer you.
Max, it's my fault. Well, I'm so excited about to get on into some of this buffoonery, some of this malarkey, some of this unbelievable stuff that's going on out here in this world, man.
Let's get right to it, man.
Hey, how was your weekend? Okay, good. Hey, man, I got a story to tell.
Talk to it.
September the 10th is when the Falcons kick off, right?
Yep.
And no, that's around my birthday, and I'll be 45. So I was gonna go get me, for my birthday, I was gonna get me 2 shirts made. In fact, I was planning on going to the game because we're playing Chicago. I was planning on flying out to the game, me and my boys, for my 45th birthday.
You had to go to the Notre Dame Georgia game before that? Because I think that's that
Saturday.
weekend. That's
That is
Saturday.
Saturday.
Notre Dame. Yeah,
Notre
I want to
Dame,
hit
Georgia,
that.
Saturday,
Notre Dame,
and then-
Georgia.
That's what I think we ought to make a trip with.
Let's do it.
Let's do that.
Let's do the show.
Todd, I've been taught to turn it. You can write up something and get it sponsored and everything. Let's go do that.
He got the money.
He got the money.
I got lint in my pocket.
But what else in there? You got a card in
Ain't
there.
nothing.
But the thing is, I was gonna get me 2 shirts made.
Yeah.
I was gonna get me an Atlanta Falcon Deion Sanders T-shirt made, and I was gonna get me an Atlanta Falcons Mike Vick T-shirt made.
So you change your mind on one of those.
Come on.
I'm not black. I'm OJ.
Come on.
Hey, dog, I can't get me a Mike Vick T-shirt.
Come on.
I can't do it.
You mad at him fighting the dogs too now? You don't turn to one of Peter.
Hey, dog.
That's not what you mad at. That's not what you mad about.
You might as well be more mad about Peter. You might as well be more mad about Peter than about the statement that he made. But go ahead. Give me your spiel.
Sell me on why you mad.
Give me your spiel.
Why do Colin Kaepernick needs to cut his hair? Colin Kaepernick has never did anything wrong. All Colin Kaepernick did was stand up for injustice that goes on in America. So what did he do wrong for Mike Vick to tell him he might need to cut his hair?
Why is Vic talking though?
Because he was
That's
asked.
the first
Hold
one.
on. No, let's go to why he was talking first. He was talking because he was asked a question about Colin Kaepernick. And with his statement, first of all, let's make something clear. As he also came out and stated, and if you listen to his statement, he did not say it in malice.
No, he didn't.
It was more of a brotherly advice.
Hold on. Brotherly advice for what? Why did Colin Kaepernick need to cut his hair?
To tell you how I think, may I opine for a minute? Since I'm asked?
Go get it.
No.
It's your show.
That's what Mike did.
Oh, okay.
He opined because he was asked,
Uh-huh.
and he said, hey, this is what he thinks that Colin needs to do first. Clean up your image.
What's wrong with his image?
It's too black.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Too black for
Thank
what?
you.
What is too black?
No.
Look, thank you. Come on to the mic.
No. So it's
Step to the mic.
It's not even. He's too black. So it's not like Colin's out there trying to get endorsements.
Correct.
So that statement by Mike Vick would have came off. Okay, he's trying to get endorsements. So maybe I'm too black for. I won't say Nike, but I'm too black for
Rolex.
Okay.
Mercedes
or whatever.
Tag him.
It would have made sense if he was playing and then he was trying to get endorsements. And this conversation was, out of the quarterbacks and whatnot, why can't Colin Kaepernick get endorsements?
Yeah.
That wasn't the question. The question was why he has not been not even so much on the team. He hasn't even got a phone call.
Yeah.
And so Mike Vick, you can't tell me you know why the man has been blackballed or why the man has not received a phone call. You don't even want to say he's been blackballed. You know why he has not received a phone call.
Yeah.
Because of a controversial issue that he has.
Correct.
So he's too black. So the afro, the afro, the way it is, the pick, if you got to pick, it indicates to most people that aren't of color that being pro-black is being non-American. So that's
He did the most American thing he could do.
He can walk on water. He can walk on water, but they would still consider him to be non-American.
Okay,
what you gotta-
let's say this.
Come on, then.
And here's what I'm gonna say. Cutting his hair ain't gonna change anything anyway. The damage is done. Whatever damage that may be to the NFL, to the owners, to the fans, whatever, that's done. So, cutting your hair now is not going to change because I'm sure that even if he cuts his hair, he's still going to protest. Doesn't matter whether or not he had a high top fade. Doesn't matter whether he had a tight fade.
I actually disagree with that. I actually disagree.
I agree with you.
I actually disagree with your point.
I agree with you. I disagree with that.
Because Americans, for the most part, are the most forgetful people you ever want
Yes,
to deal
as
with.
long as you're winning.
You know what I mean?
Once you're winning.
So once again, when I see him now with an afro, the first image people of non-color is going to associate.
Dashiki.
Going to associate
African man.
Now, if he cuts it off,
That's
for
what
the
they
most
see.
You
part,
think
they're
they're going
going
to forget about that? No.
But
Because
since we speaking of forgetfulness, though, I heard a rumor. I haven't fully researched to see how far this is true because I didn't want to. But I heard a rumor Coach Mumbles is considering that if his owner is willing to look at him, he'll take him on as his third string.
But he's better.
So if America is a forgetful country, which we are, I'm pretty sure that if he got up there with them, they forget some stuff.
certain people ain't going to forget.
But that if
You
he
don't
got
feel
up
that's
there
still
with
that Colin
Coach,
guy.
if he got up there with Coach Mumbles and that team, they'd forget some stuff.
Somebody
What
just
team?
walked in the
What
ball
team?
shop. Let me see what they got. What you need, what you want.
This is Don. I just wanted to call in on this random issue talking about.
What's good with you, Don? It's the second half of the DNA Sports Talk with Don. What you got? Why?
You disagree with your partner here?
No, I agree. I just, Vic was speaking from a sunken place, you know?
So somebody need to flash the light.
Get out.
Somebody need to flash the light.
Get out.
Somebody take a picture.
That's all. Take his pictures, do something, because for him, of course, he had to change his image. I mean, you're a felony.
Exactly.
You have to change your image to get a job. Not just, to your point, Ace, not just the endorsement, which, of course, Kaepernick doesn't need endorsement. He's spending his own $1 million to help in the community. So it's not about that, because otherwise somebody would have come along and given him endorsement to help with the cause. So Kaepernick, at the minimum, should be a backup quarterback somewhere. But that afro is seen as black power. So until he cuts it, he won't get a job.
What has he done wrong to not
It doesn't
have a
matter.
job?
It
Mike Vick
doesn't
did
matter.
something wrong.
To a certain segment of society,
Yep.
Colin Kaepernick committed almost an offensive crime as Mike Vick. So,
No,
because to a certain segment of society, by kneeling, when that anthem is played, that is disgracing
Like
this
treason.
That
Anthem
is disgraceful.
that doesn't like
It
us,
doesn't
a
matter.
flag that has nothing to
They
do with
don't
us,
care.
because none of this stuff,
They
none of this stuff was written for us.
It's
None of this stuff
their
was
You're in this
flag.
country, it's your flag.
But
You
it
don't
wasn't
like
written
to
for
live
me.
in the country.
It wasn't written for me. It wasn't written for you.
It
You know
don't
what?
matter. It's
At
their
that time,
flag.
it may have not been,
It's
but guess
treason.
what? Okay, at that time, I can agree with you. In 1775, 74, 76, whenever it was made, I can agree wholeheartedly with you. But nowadays, if you're living in this country, then you're under that flag. If you don't like it, this country is the greatest thing about this country is leave.
But you also supposed to, one of the greatest things about this country is you're supposed to be able to protest.
And he can protest, but what's the one thing what's the one thing about freedom of speech?
You can't have it. You can't have it. Exactly. It's not free.
No, you can have freedom of speech. You can say what the hell you want to say, but that don't mean I can't fire you.
It ain't free.
That don't mean you can't be fired for your job. It doesn't
Everything
protect
comes
you
with
from
a
your
cost.
job.
So freedom of speech is going to come with a cost. Let's say this, whatever. Kaepernick should have known that there are going to be some potential repercussions.
I think he knew.
Now, let me just put mine in a nutshell, and I'm not agreeing one way or the other. I agree he has the right to do what he wants to, but he also has to know there are going to be some repercussions. Now, what this comes down to, in my opinion, it's all about money. It's money for everything, because the other question that's always been asked is this: why aren't the players? You've heard, I've seen on social media, who's going to boycott, who's not going to watch NFL games, whatever, that, and the other this year, whatever, that, and the other, to support Kaepernick. Then the question becomes, well, why aren't the NFL players doing it?
Yeah.
Here's mine in a nutshell. it's all about money on all levels.
Oh, yes.
The NFL's position is, look, we got corporate sponsors or whatever.
Military sponsor is one of their biggest sponsors.
We-
Here's the
we-
deal.
They don't even treat the military sponsors right.
Right,
They charge the military.
They charge them.
They charge them,
We
but
shake that
still.
flag
But
now.
still,
But
still.
yeah, you're right.
So
We
they
shake
got
that flag.
flybys, flyovers, whatever, all this kind of stuff, whatever. So you got the military patriotic side, which is a lot of fans are latching onto that. But from the NFL's perspective, like, so when all their corporate sponsors start saying, we're going to back out. So that's why the NFL.
Quietly saying it.
Right.
And none of them saying it
Oh,
publicly.
well, of course not. But behind doors, like the commissioner may be getting a call, like, hey, look, hey, you better do something about this guy over here. So that's one. Then you got the patriotic fans, rightfully or wrongfully, like, okay, this is just un-American. So you lose the, I don't want to say racist, but you lose some of those people. Then, from the player's perspective, why they're not behind what it was like, okay, then I'm going to lose my paycheck. So it's all about money on all levels or whatever to that extent or whatever. Why?
The NFL had lost a dime.
No, they haven't, but they're afraid of losing their
The
dime.
NFL had lost a dime. You're tuned in to Barbershop Talking Random Ish. If you want to come inside the shop, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna let y'all know about this. www.love860.com will bring you right on in the shop. Let you see all us pretty peoples up in here. And you can call us at 404-355-8699. If you're in the A, if you're in your mama basement, you can dial 1-866-923-2860. Then come on in here and holler at your boy. Now, the NFL ain't lost no money.
No, I agree. It's the fear of losing money that's the problem.
But they lost. Even San Francisco had I think 100. If I looked at this correctly, because I looked it up today, I think they had $154 million profit from last year. They ain't lost no money.
But here's the point.
Hey, we still got a call. Don, you still in here?
Yeah, I'm saying.
Oh, I'm sorry, Don. I'm sorry, Don.
That's a good topic.
What you got, Don? Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, speaking to the money issue, the NFL is never going to lose money, okay? Because you look at the lockout, and the players were struggling. They had to reach an agreement that wasn't favorable for them, which, of course, is the whole backlash of why the NBA gets paid more than them, but that's another part of it. The NFL will not lose money. So, looking at it that way, their whole thing is, how can we squash this guy so that no one else decides to do this as well? And I look at, like, okay, where are the black owners? Zero. Where are the black GMs that can step in and say, hey, we'll give you a shot?
About 3 of those.
Hey,
That's it. And they
Why haven't they gone forward? I mean, you don't want to put the onus on the players to boycott because that is their livelihood. But where are the GMs? The 3 of them, as you mentioned.
But the owner still has to sign off on it. So if you have a GM that wants to do it, if the owner still say, nah, dog, I ain't messing with this.
no, if Tom Brady stands up,
So Tom, make America great again?
exactly.
Man, come on.
If Captain America steps up and takes a stand, then you will have another dynamic in there.
I just want to address the NFL losing money. It's not a question of them losing money, but if I had a $154 million profit last year, but I could have had 156, the question isn't about losing it. I always want to make more. So the point is, if I become stagnant, it's not a question like, oh, I lost $10 million.
So what they brought up a little bit last year with that was viewership was the question.
Yeah.
And what segment of the population were they losing? And so you roll your eyes because you already know what part of the segment they were losing.
The people they care about.
No, they were about to. So the segment, so the segment of people who watch the NFL, according to the stats that they put up, which we know we can fudge numbers, but it was 45 to 65, male, Caucasian.
Did you see?
Then the next thing they were losing was the 25 to 35 Caucasian women.
Did you see the
Which
tweets he was receiving?
No, but which is
That was something serious. That's how crazy these people were about that damn.
I'm about to prove your point to that. So 25, 35 Caucasian women that you're losing, which is the hypocritical part. Because women are becoming that segment of a money machine for the NFL. They didn't stop watching football with the domestic violence.
No,
they stopped watching football because of the flag.
I can beat all the women I want.
That's the
I can do all the drugs I want.
Exactly.
But as long as I try to help oppressed people,
correct.
So the only thing, so we have found out.
Star Wars murdered, killed somebody in his car and was still
But that dude, hold on. But that dude,
He's finally coming
he walked
around.
wrong. He walked wrong in the street when Dante saw him.
Oh, hell, I don't
The dude walked wrong. He was drunk. He was drunk. Yeah,
He was drunk.
Oh, this even
on.
we can go back further than that. Little.
What y'all saying is, you can have all domestic violence in the world as long as you respect the flag.
Yeah, you respect the flag. So the only thing worse than killing dogs, and how you say it, Asa?
I told you the only thing we found out what was worse for a segment of the population. What was worse than killing dogs is now in their eyes disrespecting the flag,
Exactly.
no matter what the cause is.
Exactly.
That's it.
I'm finna say it in a whole nother way. The only thing worse than killing dogs in America is helping black folks.
Ooh.
Well, that's what it.
George Bush don't like black people.
Hey, Don, I know you tried to walk out of here and didn't pay my cashier. You need to come back and tip my cashier. Somebody else just walked in the shop. What you need, what you want.
Oh, an appointment.
Hello.
Man, how are you?
I'm good. How about yourself?
Yeah, this is Avery.
What's going on, Avery?
Do y'all remember the guy named Pat Tillman? You know who that
Yes.
is?
I'll give that dude mad props for what he did.
Walked away from the NFL to go defend
Service
the country.
cousin.
The guy
Yes.
said that Pat Tillman was that prominent football player, played for the Arizona Cardinals. He gave up a football career to join the Army, became a Ranger,
Yep.
special forces operative, a Ranger.
And then his own boy killed him.
I killed him.
Yeah, and then on top
25.
of that, he could have wrote a check to the USO, and I tell everybody that.
Yeah.
And I tell Colin Kaepernick, let me tell you something about it. Look, man, maybe you forgot who's buttering your bread. You know, it's no different than it is out here in the real world. If people are trying to tell you, millions upon millions of dollars, you did what you did, there's just going to be some consequences. You understand what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, to a certain segment, what I'm going to say is this, and I said this before. What they believe is you're being paid to entertain,
Thank you.
not express your
Thank
opinion.
you. Would you all they want to see you do is dance, sing, act,
Catch a ball.
jump around, catch a ball, score me a touchdown when you're just supposed to be an entertainer.
So
to
why the
them.
hell we so mad with Michael Jordan? Because Michael Jordan won't speak.
I'm not mad at Michael Jordan. I was okay with Michael Jordan.
Everybody, folks got.
My son out there with Jordan stuff
Michael
on
Jordan
right
won't speak.
My son out there with Jordan stuff on right now. I'm okay with Michael
The
Jordan.
problem for the NFL though is with that scenario is the problem is then you cannot then publicly have these players talking about I'm crying because of domestic. You can't then publicly start saying you support one agenda and then not support another. So the NFL says you know what, we're going to give X amount of money to whatever charity that helps domestic violence, and then we make certain players within certain known faces do commercials and whatnot.
Well, hypocrisy is part of the business.
Yeah, that's the slippery slope that some people, for myself, I have. Which charity is more important than the other one? Or you have some teams. So you take Atlanta here. Arthur Blank Foundation does a lot of stuff within the inner city, or within Atlanta, within Georgia.
And another thing about
So,
Go ahead, Avery. What you say?
Another thing about Colin Kaepernick, nobody ain't talking about. He was adopted. He was adopted by a couple, a Caucasian couple. So he basically don't understand what goes on out in our neighborhood.
I'm not going to say that.
That doesn't mean he didn't become aware.
That
That doesn't mean that he didn't have an awareness.
Yeah, I don't care.
You can grow to be aware. You can be taught.
I don't care who you
people.
Yeah, because I don't care who you're raised by. Once you're black, you realize quickly that you're black, unless you're who?
I'm not black no more.
OJ.
That's the only person we had to find out the hard way.
He learned it.
But everyone else, go
I'll say
ahead.
another thing too about this guy too. Now I don't care what you do off your free time. Now if you take your free time when you're off the field and you go manage some children, you go take them on field trips, you spend some quality time with them, I have no problem with that. But all of a sudden, where were you when you could have been doing that? All of a sudden, you're supposed to set an example. You remember when Charles Barkley got in trouble for saying that he wasn't a role model? You remember that? You remember that stuff?
Yep.
He got in a lot of trouble for that. I understand where he was coming from, but man, you got to set an example. It doesn't matter if you're a role model or not.
I'm gonna ask. Can I ask you one question real quick before you? Do you like Muhammad Ali?
Huh?
Do you admire? Do you like Muhammad Ali?
Oh, yes, I love and respect Muhammad Ali. But he was talking about, they wanted him to participate in something that he don't believe in. He said, look, why you want to send me half your way around the world? I can't get no freedom here in this country. I can't use your restroom. I can't ride in your cab. I can't take your airplane. That don't make no sense. Why should I go fight for freedom? He said, those people ain't never called me Negro. I've got problems over here. The people, he said the big Congo never did nothing to me. Why would I want to go over there and fight for freedom that I can't even use over here? That doesn't even make no sense. I'd rather go to jail.
And all Colin Kaepernick said was, why should I stand for a flag for a country who does not take care of an oppressed segment in society?
And let me say this, whatever.
Avery,
everybody has an epiphany moment.
We're going to holler at you, pay the cashier on your way out.
Everybody has an epiphany moment.
Yes.
And who knows what triggered that for him?
Yeah.
We can all become aware at some point. From Muhammad Ali, his thing was, I went over there, won gold in Rome for the Olympics, came back, and I can't even eat in certain restaurants in my hometown.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Somebody else just walked in the shop, holler at your boy, what you need, what you want. Hello?
With me?
Yes, you. Yes, you.
Hey, this is Rico.
Rico, what's good with you, man?
Suave.
I'm talking about Muhammad Ali. What about Tommy Smith and John Carlos? They lost their whole Olympic track career out there making their stand.
Oh yes, exactly.
I guess I brought up Muhammad Ali. I just wanted to hear that caller say whether, because the other problem for me anyway, you brought up hypocrisy, but I like consistency in anything that you talk about. So if you can disagree or agree, but I need you to be consistent in that thought process across the board. So you can't say, you know what, I love what Muhammad Ali did, and I support him thoroughly, and then turn around and look at Colin Kaepernick and be like, he's a problem. Sometimes 1 + 1 = 2. This ain't algebra. You know what I mean? So that was my question to that caller, to see kind of where their mindset was. And their mindset to me is all over the place, but you can holler at brownace@gmail.com if you don't agree. But that's, you know what I mean?
Yes, so go ahead, Rico.
I wasn't alive when Ali was fight in his career when that went down, but from the older folks I talked to, they didn't really like Ali like that back then. They was more afraid of the guy because Ali, he wasn't preaching Christianity no more. He was a Muslim, and that was one of those taboo things back then. But it's kind of like Malcolm X. Ever since the Malcolm X was talking about everybody on Malcolm X back then, people hated Malcolm X.
Well, once you're dead, they love you. They don't love you once you're living. Once you're dead, you slice bread.
Well, and let me say this.
Hindsight is perfect.
I think that a lot of people did not appreciate Ali when he was alive, and especially people who have been in his generation or whatever. Let's put it to you this way: 2 things. One is, back during that time or whatever, being rowdy and not, and speaking up, whatever, was not the thing to do in America.
Not the thing to do.
This is the civil rights thing, and that's part of what's going on now. That part of the situation, even with Kaepernick, is like, okay, look, we don't want these people. Again, my opinion is, you're here to entertain me, not to give me your opinion,
or to educate me.
Hey, Avery, if you still listen, I'm gonna just say this one name to you and ask you if you remember this, because it goes back to that Pat Tillman statement. I'm about to rehash this real quick. I have Tourette's. But Simeon Rice, I do not like Simeon Rice to this day because of what he stated when Pat Tillman decided to walk away from the NFL and become that Army Ranger. Simeon Rice said, well, he's dumb, he's stupid for walking away from that career. I wouldn't do it. And ever since then, I have disliked Simeon Rice. Great football player, but for that statement and calling Pat Tillman stupid and dumb for wanting to defend his country instead of tackle another man from scoring a touchdown, I thought that was an asinine statement.
Ain't that his First Amendment right to say that?
I just dislike your dumb ass.
But it's the same. If anybody says something,
you still with us, Rico?
Like, why are you talking?
Hey.
Oh, my bad, dumb button. I can't say that. I apologize.
Go ahead, Rico. You got anything else you need, buddy?
Great show, man. I'm still listening.
Hey, man, keep on listening. Keep on supporting us. And thank you for the support.
Spread the word.
Hey, pay the cashier on your way out.
I'm going to get you in the show, too. I don't know who that is.
Now, y'all doing a lot of talk about football. Same situation did also happen in basketball.
Yes, sir.
And he said that.
He's actually running a basketball camp in Atlanta.
I'm trying to find out where he's running this campaign because I want my son to go.
What happened when he sat down?
Exactly.
Yes.
And he said that. He mentioned that.
Yeah.
Craig Hodges. You remember with Craig Hodges?
Yeah, I've talked to Craig, too.
Yeah.
I actually spoke with him on the phone one time. And even he said, you know, and he made some comments about Michael Jordan that I found astounding.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey,
Michael's been this way all the time. Michael does Michael.
See, and my thing is, everybody is not built to do this. Everybody's not built to do that. But my thing with Vic is, if you ain't gonna support it, shut the hell up.
Exactly.
Just shut up.
So you don't have to say.
If I get asked a question, Rick, that's like
He didn't have
He
to
didn't. Mike didn't say,
Shut up.
cutting your hair.
Okay, if I
What is
ask you-
cutting your hair?
No, if I
Okay.
ask you a question
Wait,
right now,
wait,
you're
wait.
just gonna sit there and don't say anything to me.
No.
If I invite you on my show
Uh-huh.
and I ask you a question,
But we
I
also
expect
know
you to
whose show
give
it
me-
was, and we know the person
Well,
who was asking, and we
okay.
know why he was
No,
asking.
no,
Because he asks these
So when
questions
she's
like
saying
that.
that he should have been
does
prepared- he
that.
should have been prepared for that
he
question.
draws in people like that. He's been trying to do it the whole time that he's been asking these questions. That's why people
But there's
who are
other-
real sports fans,
Asa.
who real sports news fans, we don't like him because he's that dude. He's that cool.
like
Dude.
But no, Asa brought up a point.
Who doesn't like who?
And I'm gonna go back to what you
The
said.
guy who was asking the question.
Asa said he likes consistency. So let's say this. Let's bring this into the Michael Vick conversation. The consistency was what got Michael Vick in trouble to begin with, to a certain extent,
Lying.
was, but no, not lying, but telling the truth. When Arthur Blank
Oh yeah,
asked
had
him,
he told the truth, things would have
had
been
he
different.
had he not told Arthur Blank, but that's it.
But no,
He
that's
lied.
the thing.
You're
That's
right.
what
No,
Vic
see,
was
he
arguing.
lied.
You lied
Then-
to me.
but
You
then
messed up
instead
my
of-
business.
Right. But see what? And again, here's my theory on that as a lawyer.
Peter would have still protested.
Here's what Michael Vick should have done when he was approached by Arthur Blank. And this is my opinion. If he had said this or whatever, he probably wouldn't have got into half
wouldn't have
trouble
been
with
as
Falcons.
bad.
He should have just said, Mr. Blank, you are my employer.
Exactly.
I'm going to plead the fifth. Mr. Blank understands that. You go to Congress, that's what they do.
Exactly.
Let's plead the fifth. I don't want you to be a witness to anything. I don't want them to have to bring you in to ask you any questions.
He
Whatever.
was supposed to meet with Congress that summer. He had the worst summer ever because he was supposed to meet with Congress that summer.
Oh, yeah.
He got caught with the weed bottle.
So
And-
let me
That was Ron
so
Mexico.
what
That was Ron Mexico.
That was terrible.
That wasn't him. That was Ron
That was Ron Mexico.
Just be quiet.
Yes.
But now I guess it's like I learned my lesson, so I'm going to tell the truth.
Well, let me ask y'all
Don't speak over
this.
there.
He thought he could beat it. He thought it was a small fish.
And we not talking about the non-scene shackle that Vic has on him now. So people don't understand when he got out of jail some of the promises that he had to make in order to get back into the league. So he's strapped to Peter for the rest of his life.
Oh, yeah.
He's strapped to some of these individuals because he didn't, for him to get that second $100 million deal. He made some
Now let's talk.
promises. He made
Okay.
some promises.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm not surprised that any comment that Vic makes from period is never going to be in the balance of progressing us as a whole because he sold his soul. He had to get that next $100 million. And he wasn't no better than Kaepernick now.
Yes, sir.
Well, and that's part
When
of
you
it.
look at the numbers, he wasn't no
Now
better
my
than
question
Kaepernick
is,
now.
Exciting.
let's talk about this second $100 million.
Number-wise, he wasn't no better.
But he brought it that cheap. He brought something that Cap couldn't bring though.
Shit,
He brought Vic. He brought viewers.
Did he get Philadelphia to the playoffs?
Yes. No.
No.
But he brought viewers.
But
I don't care. You still tuned in to see what Vic
Yeah,
did. I don't tune in. No one tunes in.
You hit Brett Favre in.
No one tunes in to see what
That
Cap
was
did.
before he went to
I mean,
jail.
I'm just saying.
No, I'm talking about
He did that with us.
after he
No
came
one
back
tuned in to see
from.
what Cap did. Everybody still tuned in, even when Vic started for Pittsburgh.
So this goes back again. The NFL marketed Vic. They marketed him They marketed a felon.
Exactly.
They marketed a
The
felon.
same as pimping.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
then-
my question is, hey,
I'll
let me
ask
ask you
it.
this.
No,
So my
I'll
man-
ask it.
Yes,
I'm asking.
My man Big G, my man Big G asked a great question. Y'all remember when Riley Cooper?
Oh, yeah. And his
He said he wanted to fight all of them.
Yeah.
Who came to bat for him?
Michael Vick.
So should we have known at that point that Michael Vick?
No, no, Rick, that doesn't make no.
just asking
Because
questions.
for one man stepping up for another man doesn't mean you sold out your race.
I agree.
Not about being
Oh,
sold.
that?
I don't think I would have defended him personally, but I don't think that's something that's going to.
not a selling.
I didn't say sell out his race.
Nobody
had to defend
said he
him.
sold out.
He had
Okay,
to
so your
defend him.
position is he had no choice.
Any question
Yeah.
that gets asked to Vic is going to fall on the side of the NFL or whatever the opposition is to
Everybody, and same thing Vic said then, I will say about everybody.
So,
you deserve a second chance.
No, that's not.
I didn't say
So let me. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you this question. It's 5 of us here in this room right now. We all went to rob a bank. And they pop you first.
Yeah, I'm snitching on all y'all.
Exactly.
That's selling out. That's selling out.
And in that example, you'll wind up being on, I can't find you on whatever. But you're Vic. You're a Vic.
Let me cut you off real quick.
You sold your freedom.
As I tell everybody, if we were back in the slave days, I would be the guy driving the buggy. All right? If we get caught, I'm going to be the one saying, come on from behind the trees.
Which is consistent with you liking Vic.
Trying to get away.
Because you know what? I'm not gonna take no ass.
Master, we sick.
I'm not gonna take a behind whooping for something stupid.
Master, we sick.
I disagree with it.
So Master, we sick. Master, we showed on film.
None of us can work today.
Steven in the house.
None of us can work today.
Hey man, we gonna go on and take a little break, man, to chill out for a little bit. Y'all sit back and listen to whatever. Come on back in the shop. We at 404-355-8699. If you're in your mama basement, still gotta dial 1-866-923-2860. Holler at your boy and your lovely lady.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he has no choice to get that second $100 million contract. He has no choice. They give him the script. He got to read from it.
See, now you going with the Illuminati.
There ain't no Illuminati. It's true.
No.
I don't think that
I believe you had to change it. You had to change your view once you go in that system.
Here's what I'm saying. I'll agree with you that here's the point. Somebody asked him a question. I don't think the NFL was sitting there and say, like, if anybody asks you this question, here's what you need to answer.
No.
I don't agree with his answer.
I'm telling you.
But what are you saying? He's conditioned?
When he got out of jail, they beat that dude into a pulp. Go back and watch them interviews with him on film. Go back and watch
saying he has been conditioned, and it doesn't matter. It just comes to second nature.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Go back and watch those first couple of interviews.
You know what Illuminati?
It's not Illuminati.
It has nothing to do with the white people.
Yes, it is. It doesn't enlighten people because my thing, once again, is just because I'm here's the thing about black people that kills me about black people. We will attack a man just because he had a change of his ideology and how he acted at one time. Now he has a whole different.
So I'm
not.
You say he's been brainwashed.
I'm gonna ask.
You say he's been brainwashed. He just says what I did in the past was wrong.
I'm gonna ask you.
You're saying no, he should go back to the streets and hang with his homeboys. He'll hang with his homeboys.
That was dumb shit he could have did.
No, but that's what you.
That was the dumbest shit he could have did.
I'm gonna address that theory and scenario. So he mentioned about the hair and whatnot.
Yeah.
People of color
Yes.
have to do something that white people don't never have to do.
Correct.
White folks don't have to adjust.
Correct.
So that's their hardest. That's the hardest part when we have these conversations because they never had to adjust anything like that. So they don't want to. Yes, they don't understand when it's time for a job interview. I literally think about whether or not I should cut my hair off.
Exactly.
I should do a certain length.
Or for me, I gotta either press my hair or pull it all the way back.
What we are doing is trying to soften ourselves for them.
Exactly.
That's something that they don't never have to do. So tell me a man who understands that specifically from the backwoods of Virginia. He understands. He's from Virginia, the hood, Newport News. Now all of a sudden now. He has no recollection of that?
No. He has recollection.
And you telling me he's not brainwashed? And you telling me he's not brainwashed?
But that's why he's telling Colin. Because he knows that your image to these folks is everything.
But I think at the end of the day, again, Colin cutting his hair is not going to get him any closer to
what it does is I agree with you on. It takes away from that pro-black stance look that you look.
And so for the rest of us. For the rest of us, we have to now fight this battle. That's the problem. You got to realize when you make those statements, I'd rather have Colin Kaepernick doing what he's doing, and I'm fighting for him to understand that we're trying to.
Is he lying?
He's not lying. He's not lying.
Exactly.
But once he says that, he has to come back behind and explain why he said it. He's not done that. and he won't do it.
As
And
he
he
said,
can't do
I
it.
didn't say it in malice. I gave the guy advice. That don't mean
even I say in malice,
corporate America is not
here's why I'm saying. Here's why I'm saying.
Do you want to get in corporate America? No.
Because there's a certain image.
No, I don't want to
It's
get in
not
corporate
me. But it's like, but if you want it, they fear you.
If you don't want to come back into exactly. You don't want to come back into corporate America.
Afro represents
military.
But when you
want to come back into corporate America, I'm
you
showing you how.
but when you don't explain that,
It
after
comes
you
out
make
of context.
It comes out as being cool.
That's right.
Exactly. No, I agree.
Plain and simple.
It's
one of the worst terms ever. But I give you.
White people are the ones who call you coons. Why the heck black people started calling black people coons up? White people the first ones who call black people coons.
Black folks the one we hurt each other. I mean, we the one that hurt each
Exactly.
other.
It says like people say.
Well, look, I tell
All right,
people all the
welcome
time.
back. Welcome back. We're back in the shop. Welcome back. Welcome back. Once again, the number is 404-355-8699. Outside the metro or in the basement, as Rick says. 1-866-923-2860. It's been kind of heated in here today, fellas.
Oh, these damn guests.
The juice is loose, though.
Exactly.
I told him, well, he not yet, but
I told him first he gonna be loose.
They about to
I
lose.
just want to know, before we speak on that for real, I can't with the internet. I officially cannot with the internet.
Oh, you going to the party?
No, I'm not going to the party.
You looking for it?
It's gonna be a party with
It's at Usher's house, and it's hosted by R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. Officially now they are the Avengers. It's the murderer.
Did you get your dress ready?
No, I'm not going. The sleeper. I forgot what R. Kelly and Usher's name was. I'm so done with the internet.
Okay, no.
Usher is the
Somebody just
That's what it was.
somebody just walked in the shop. What you need? What you want? Yeah, what's good? What's your age?
I don't think it's gonna happen, but okay. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen.
No, yeah, they get T. I would not trade him for Wiggins if I was them. I would keep Wiggins, but I would definitely trade T and another piece and probably a draft
No,
pick.
don't go. T, don't go to Cleveland.
All sound like L's to me.
Oh.
But my whole thing is, I just wanted to briefly say, okay, a supposed bridesmaid of his wedding with Tamika says that he gave her herpes. And it was going back and forth. But before it could really get to a court case, he paid her out this money. My whole thing is, he said he still maintains that he ain't do nothing. But, like, everybody know whether you did it or not. As soon as money, large sums of money exchange hands, something happened. So you look somewhat guilty and somewhat so. Knowing that Usher has had issues when it come to side pieces stepping up and saying stuff when they shouldn't be saying nothing, quote unquote, or he should be quiet. It don't look good for him.
Have they confirmed a payment? Has that been confirmed? I know that's supposed to be that. They can't mention that, right? Cause
I'm gonna ask the lawyer. Ain't this the worst lawyer he got? Because
we got a lawyer now.
If he's paying that kind of money, shouldn't somebody have a gag on it?
Exactly. She
Well,
can't say anything.
I mean, again, it depends. Well, it doesn't matter. The lawyer.
Don't matter where it
Here's
happens.
what I'm saying. The lawyer, depending on how you're going to do this, whatever. Normally, what's going to happen in that is it's just okay. It's an undisclosed settlement with no discussion.
It's called hush money for a
Okay,
reason.
you can't discuss it. You can't talk about how much you got. We're not going to tell you how much you got or whatever, said and the other. So I don't know again, but in today's society, whatever said and the other. Go ahead. But what does that got to do with the civil suit?
Once the
That
money
has
come
nothing
out,
to do with the civil.
why is we talking?
I understand that, but okay, again, okay, we're talking about two different things here. One is a criminal prosecution or whatever, and if there's a criminal prosecution or whatever, that's something totally different. You don't settle cases in a criminal atmosphere with money. This is civil. In most civil lawsuits, and let's bring in Bill Cosby with respect to that or whatever. No, I'm using it as an example. What I'm saying is, you settle lawsuits all the time. And part of that is non-disclosure. We can't talk about it. There's a gag order. We're not telling how much was done. It was settled for an undisclosed amount. Yep. Nobody's talking about it. He don't talk about it. She don't talk about it. That's on the civil side or whatever. The question that's being asked in here partially is, well, how do we know how much he paid? And who's the lawyer that structured that to where basically we're going to publicly release that he paid her $1.1 million or whatever the figure was? That's never usually disclosed in a civil settlement.
Like he got traded from the Hawks to the Hornets.
And even in sports terms, it's like, okay, well, we trade him for an undisclosed amount of cash.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It could have been $2, it could have been $200 million. We don't know.
All right, Ari, we got to get you on up out of here. Pay the cashier and get on out of here. We got some old waiting.
Hey, but yeah, let's go to that OJ, because we're gonna have to come back to this Usher, because we gotta hit R. Kelly too.
Hey.
I was like, it's so much. Like
so much has happened in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah,
last week and a half.
It's a bad week for the Browns. Everybody look at the Browns, kind of what's going on with the Browns.
A lot of black eyes.
Yes,
That's what y'all get for hating on all the light skinned men. That's what y'all get.
Hey, man.
Chris Brown about 5 years. Y'all to catch up. I can just go with Chris Brown.
So the question that came up to me that I had about the OJ. Okay, so now we know that OJ will be paroled probably around October 1st.
Correct.
Now the question that I have is, okay, so now the disclosure of his parole terms, the terms of his parolement. All right, I don't think have they all been out yet? Have they all been laid out yet?
I don't think so. And what I thought was they never really announced this. I think that the only thing that's really been discussed is where he's going to live. And the question of whether or not, if he goes to live in Florida, which is probably where he would prefer to live, whatever, and Florida's like, he'd be assigned a parole officer here in Florida, this, that, and the other. Usually, and I'm going to say, and they didn't disclose this and they have not said, usually somebody doesn't just come out of prison and go directly back to life. There's usually going to be a halfway house or something like that. So I don't know if that's going to come into play right now or not. And again, the indication is, well, I see you shaking your head, and that's what I'm saying. The indication is there's not going to be a halfway house.
So they setting them up for failure then, what you saying?
Well, look, I think they're going to wait on OJ to show up at that bar drinking and like, okay, there you go. Let's go back to Nevada.
And you got 2 prisons in Nevada that they actually released from.
Yeah.
He's not in one of those right now.
So that's
about 2 weeks before he gets ready to be released.
They'll transition him over there.
Yeah.
And he'll stay there for about 2 weeks.
So
okay.
He's done. And realize, ain't too many people come out like OJ's coming out.
Well, I see that.
But that's why,
and it's not going to be broke. He's still going to get $25,000 probably from the NFL for a month.
Yeah, a month. They can't.
In jail.
While he's in jail, so he's going to lump sum.
He got 9 years of back pay.
He's about to get
$7 million when he walks out.
That the Goldmans can't touch.
Right, and see, and see, that's the other thing about it. When we were talking about the difference between civil and criminal, that lawsuit was for $33 million, whatever. That's civil. There are certain things that are exempt from that, and his retirement from the NFL is one of those things.
And it's money from the Screen Actors Guild as well. That's exempt from it as well. But my thing is, and I asked Rick, me and Rick was talking about this, and one of the things that I feel that they're going to try to put so many stipulations into that parole release that it's going to be very easy to put him back in jail. So my first question is, one, if he's out there playing golf, and there's not to his knowledge, but there is a white-collar felon out there playing golf with him that he does not really know is a felon. Now, can he be sent back to prison for speaking or playing golf with that felon?
Well, the general rule is do not associate with known felons. Now,
correct.
That known part is where it gets a little dicey. Is it known because the public knows that they're a felon, or is it known because I know that they're a felon?
Yeah.
Now, again, I think speaking to someone or whatever, or even possibly playing a golf game or whatever, is not necessarily going to be enough to trigger that. But, it's like, okay, if we're carousing, we're hanging out at the bar, whatever, setting up this. Because let's say, for example, playing golf. A lot of people who play golf, whatever, you don't have a foursome, they're going to put you with 2 people.
Correct.
So you don't bring your foursome, whatever, like, okay, we got 2 over here, we got 2 over here, so they put you in that situation or whatever. I don't think that's going to be enough to trigger. But if you say, like, hey, come on over here, I don't
If
know.
he hanging with Apollo, like just say he pick up Apollo from Real Housewives.
Apollo
them
Black.
two.
I don't even know what that is.
Apollo
He's a
Black.
white collar criminal.
Well, Apollo Black.
No, he's not.
OJ
He
probably
light
ain't gonna
skinned.
hang.
He light
OJ
skinned.
probably ain't gonna hang with him.
OJ don't remember. He light skinned.
OJ ain't gonna probably hang with
So he better.
He light skinned.
So he needs to have his.
don't remember.
So he needs to have his phone out and Google everybody who comes up to him.
No,
basically.
his personal assistant or parole.
This is my
assistant
question.
should be helping him.
They
figure
stated
out
that
who he can
it was
hang out
it was possible that in his parole agreement that there would be something about him not exceeding too much when he drinks.
Yeah, he can't.
So,
Well,
does he-
and that's-
so what's I mean?
He can't get wasted.
Who can determine that?
There's a
Well, I guess if you're sitting there-
there's an ankle thing.
I
There's an
guess if
ankle
you're
thing
sitting
that
there
you can
falling
do it,
down
and
at the
it'll
bar with
let you-
slurred speech, you've
Exactly.
exceeded
Yeah,
your
you can't stop
limit.
that.
So what's the over under OJ going back to jail?
Hey, no.
Because everything I'm hearing right now is he ain't gonna last maybe 12 months.
And will he have to serve? And that's the other question. If he does go back, will he have to serve those 33 years, or will it be till 2022?
Well, I think that probably what would happen is he would come up eligible for parole again. Whether or not they would grant it a second time is a different story. But here's what I'm going to say about this. And I didn't get a chance because I was actually in court a lot while this was going on yesterday. But I saw some of the highlights. And what astonished me was that OJ almost talked himself out of court.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, he was cocky. Oh, he was cocky.
I was actually waiting on OJ to say, like, well, I killed Nicole and Rob, but I was acquitted.
Yeah, he heard him say, because ain't none of that on my record. Like, I ain't did nothing. I'm clean.
I thought the female wanted to send him to jail when she
like
started.
I'm OJ.
I thought the female was going to send him to jail when he kept saying that he didn't finish those classes. It's a good thing that they had a point system that they had to go by.
So what's-
Because without that point system, I think he would have.
So why do you think they let him out?
Because they had a
Because he did everything.
I think that on paper
Yeah.
that he qualified for parole.
Yeah.
He was
Had
a
to.
quote unquote model
So
prisoner.
they're staying consistent.
We don't know. Because the question's going to the question becomes what happens to somebody else in a similar situation. They're like, wait a minute, what? You let OJ out?
I know.
But again, like I said, I just thought by seeing the highlights, I'm like, OJ, you're talking way too much here. And I was just like, okay, when is he going to just shut up? Just be contrite. Say, okay, look, hey, you made a mistake. Well, no, I didn't really do that.
And the stuff was mine.
Yeah. And the president, said the state of California said it was mine.
The stuff was mine.
It was his.
Now. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
OJ got sentenced to 9.5 to 33
Yeah.
years
Yeah.
Okay.
for an armed robbery.
Yeah.
That's about 10 times too much, I would think.
Yep.
We all know why LJ went to jail.
That was the get back.
Can't get him right.
OJ might be dumb, but he ain't stupid.
Yeah.
Hold on. The jury is out on
That
that.
remains to be seen.
The jury is out on that stupid thing.
That dumb. He ain't stupid.
No, here's what I'm going to say about that. After he got acquitted, in my opinion, OJ should have known if he jaywalked, they were going to try to give him a life sentence. They could get him.
He should have went to Bahamas.
And speaking of that, here's law point 101. No matter whether somebody has your stuff or not or whatever, you cannot exercise self-help to go get it.
Sure can.
Period. Go sue them. Be like, they got my property, whatever. Go through the court system. OJ then got a little tipsy. Said like, okay, I was at a wedding celebration, whatever, said and the other. My boy like, let's posse up. It's mine, and I'm gonna go take it.
Now see, from when I was listening to when the trial was going on and stuff, was that, and I actually saw this trial, but the thing was that OJ wanted to get a camera crew, cause he wanted to take a camera crew to show how he was being mistreated. So therefore, to me, if someone wants to get a camera crew, why the hell would they tell people to come get guns Why would they tell people, let's go rob these
But
people?
That's
everybody
not-
have a gun, but OJ.
That's got
He's the
written.
only one that didn't have a gun.
That's got written stupid all over it. So again,
I don't think it was a smart idea.
the jury
We still working. The jury's still out on OJ and stupid though.
Yeah.
And he might be forever and stupid.
Well, he had a temporary stupid moment. That's all I
And
can
that's what I'm
say.
saying. I don't think it was a smart idea, but I don't think the man had malice intent to go kick in doors, wave him 4-4, shoot everybody in the room.
You cannot exercise self-help. Why doesn't he just sit there and say, okay, I'm going to sue you? It's my property.
Nah,
whatever.
man, you done got too much liquor in you, and then Rick told me, come on, we're gonna ride and get your stuff. I'm gonna go.
Hey, no, they gonna get it. Let's go get it all.
Let's go get my stuff.
Wait, let me go to the truck. I'll be
Hey, yeah.
Like, no, stay away from this.
just added 10 years.
After I sober up, I'm like, Rick, what you do?
You told
No,
me.
you told me. Hey, you said you wanted to stealth,
I
dog.
said, I'm just hoping OJ can stay out, man.
Man, OJ gonna go. Hey, OJ gonna go to Florida, and he gonna see them white girl.
So OJ gonna stay out of jail. He going back. What you got?
Round the room.
Let me see, he's 70.
Yeah.
You've been locked up for 9 years.
If he can make it 3 years, he might stay out.
That means he going back.
What you got?
Okay.
Yeah, October 1st.
Uh-huh.
I'm giving them to MLK Day. I'm giving
You gonna be Christmas?
I'm good.
You gonna be
You
Christmas?
gonna be Christmas and New Year's, but that first major holiday of 2018, you gonna get them.
Hey, we're in Barbershop Talking Random Bitch. Hey, if you want to holler at your boys, 44355-8699. If you're in your mama basement, 1-866-923-2860. Then you can always go on love860.com and come in the barbershop and holler at your boys and beautiful young lady.
Oh, hit us up on our Facebook page at Talking Random Ish. Our Twitter,
That's right.
Instagram, we on there.
Well, we got all that though. We got all that stuff. Yeah, hit us on all that stuff.
And we got our YouTube station for you want to watch our past shows. We in there.
We got all that.
So another question now. Now we gotta go to Mr. Kelly. All right, because of the allegations that's come up on him about the kidnapping, and he has a sex cult in Atlanta, up in Johns Creek.
Yeah.
That's not
And
Atlanta.
okay, my bad.
Johns Creek.
John.
They left us for a reason.
My bad.
They
That's
left us for a reason.
I love that area there, so yeah, it's not Atlanta. So John Creek, and there's one in Chicago. So my question to you is this right here. This female who supposedly is being held against her will is 19 years old.
She's an adult.
Exactly. What is R. Kelly doing wrong besides the perception?
I think it's just a perception. And let me say this, whatever. Honestly, with respect to Usher and R. Kelly, I haven't even really kept up and tried to keep up with the stories and what's going on, whatever, saying the other. But, I mean, if she's 19, of course, people are going to look a little sideways at him or whatever. And I think the problem is going to be this. She is 19. She's an adult. 18, she can do whatever she wants to, parents or not, or whatever. Don't need no permission.
And her dad took her to R. Kelly.
But I think the question becomes, I think in everybody's mind, when did this start? She may be 19 now.
Her dad took her to R. Kelly.
Of course.
Ooh, let me get
Make her a star.
Rick, let me get. Let me, so,
Go ahead.
So, I know I'm not gonna get. I'm not. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot of hate mail on this.
She's 22 now?
It must have been 8.
Okay, it was
She's
19.
22.
Must have been 19 when she was
My problem with R. Kelly is he's not riding in an ice cream truck and knocking somebody over the head and throwing them in the back of the truck.
Correct.
You know, he's not coming to your door, hopping through a window and kidnapping people, whatever.
Correct.
Say it again. We have adults bringing vulnerable people to him.
Correct.
Somebody has brought these
we
women.
tried to brush it over. Aaliyah's parents pimped her.
I was just talking to Rick about
2 years later,
Let's go back to Aaliyah though. But Aaliyah was 15.
But everybody should be in jail.
Thank you. Thank you.
Her parents should be in jail too.
Yes.
And then what I'm trying to say is we try to put everything on R. Kelly, but we're leaving a whole lot of people out of the loop who should have blame.
15.
I don't don't know.
So
Because
Sparkle
it's
took a niece
No,
to
that's
him.
why they went to Vegas, because it wasn't 15. It wasn't 15 in Chicago.
Well,
That's why they went to Vegas.
it must have been somewhere if a judge signed it, though.
Vegas is 15. That's
Then-
why they went to
then
Vegas.
That's what I'm saying. It's not against the law somewhere if somebody signed it.
One, R.
That's the
Kelly
bad
should have had a
part. I
bullet
don't
put in
agree
his
with it.
head a long time ago. Two, why are we
I
still
ain't for
buying?
murder.
Why?
No,
I ain't for
well, let me ask you a question. No,
The parents signed
let me
off
ask
on
you a
this
question,
now,
though, Rick.
and
Here's
then
my
it is
question about
it's
that.
not a crime.
Who's going to put the bullet in the head?
For what? Because
The parents? They're the one who took
Exactly.
the that.
You're right.
That's what I said. They
Exactly.
served him up.
They
So
did
dad
that.
can't sit there and say, okay, I'm going to kill him now because I brought my daughter.
That was like stealing daddy in Color Purple.
I would.
I always say
She was ugly.
I would.
you get your ugly.
So we get mad at R. Kelly, but there's a lot of people who have created R. Kelly.
But
and I'm not talking about his
Hefner
music. I'm
pays
just talking
money.
about
He pays
in general.
good money.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Only thing R. Kelly is paying is pissy dick. That's the only thing he's paying.
Who is he paying?
What's his name? No, that he's not playing P.P. Richard. He is not playing P.P. Richard.
Hey, man.
He is not.
The only thing he giving out. Now you get out Hugh Hefner money, ain't nobody got a problem
But
with
see,
it.
that's the thing. Nobody had a problem with Hugh Hefner. Is that the reason why? Because everybody think Playboy Hugh is a role model, is the man that everybody aspired to be. R. Kelly is a pervert.
Because Bill Cosby.
I mean, come on.
No, hold
They
on.
shut down
Listen,
Hustler.
hold on.
They shut down
Hold on.
Hustler the
No,
same
hold on,
way.
hold on.
Larry Flint
That's
got
what
shut
Larry
down
Flint,
but
not Hugh
because
Hefner.
because he wasn't paying Hugh Hefner money.
But you don't realize though is that whole Bill Cosby case almost brought down Hugh Hefner's image because a couple of girls they were trying to put on Bill Cosby, they were at the Playboy Mansion. So and then when they realized that. Those cases got real. I mean, to your point again,
Because
they got hush hush. So every now and
You know what?
Hefner got their money.
That Playboy Mansion got sold pretty quickly too, right after that. That Playboy Mansion got sold pretty quickly.
Let's not bring up these old skeletons. A lot of people start going at.
Well, and again, and I'm not saying it is or it isn't whatever, but we got to consider the color of somebody's skin.
And that's what I'm looking at. Because my thing is, and I hate to put race into many things, but when I look at this, it's like Hugh Hefner is every man's the man you want to be.
Right.
But R. Kelly is a demon.
He's a child molester.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
But like I say, once again, and like you say, the parents have to have.
Woody Allen married his daughter.
Oh man,
yes. And
thank you.
Still ain't talking about
Exactly, and you still won't let him
We
live that day.
still go to Star Wars movies or whatever, you know what I mean? We watch them in rotation, whatever the movie.
Well, that got nothing to do with Star Wars.
Well, I mean, whatever movie he was in, I don't care whatever it was. You know what I'm saying?
Anytime
Whatever.
he's in a movie, it still comes up. He cannot live that down.
But they still showing it.
But he's still getting paid.
I'm going to address
Okay,
something
we
that you
still
said
playing R.
earlier.
Kelly music on the radio.
Which is fine. That's my point.
Your question was, why are we still buying his stuff? I'm going to be honest. I've not bought anything from R. Kelly since 12 Play, and that was 1993.
Exactly.
Chocolate Factory was the last good album for
This was before we knew what he did.
Exactly.
Chocolate Factory was the last good album. Because y'all was stepping in.
I know what you did.
Y'all was stepping in the name of love. You was singing Ja Rule around.
Exactly.
I ain't gonna lie about that the blue CD. I bought the blue CD about 3-4 times. I ain't gonna lie, that was solid.
Religious love was
Yes,
on
sir.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I ain't put no money in his pocket. I didn't say his music wasn't good and I don't bob my head to it. I just said I didn't put no money in his pocket buying it.
But it's like they say, we gotta. Apparently, we have to learn how to separate R. Kelly from Robert Kelly.
Well, we know what we need to
Dr.
focus on.
Mr. Hyde.
What we need to focus on is the people who keep on bringing these
That's the problem.
I mean, you got to deal with R. Kelly as well, or Robert Kelly, however you want to deal. But don't forget about the mature adults who are cashing in on their children, basically.
Let's not also forget the fact this man is about to be back on tour, and every time he goes on tour and has a controversy, his tickets sell out.
They go so, because he's a good entertainer.
But that's what I'm saying, though. But he's a good entertainer. He shouldn't need the controversy. But this controversy has always
came out because of the dad. It's not like he wanted it.
No, I'm not saying.
There's a dad
I'm just saying. There's also a look behind it.
You know what I mean?
He on tour. These tickets are selling out now. Beforehand, before this controversy, there was tickets. Like, you can find tickets all day. Now, they hard to find again.
So
somebody might be taking
So somebody been looking. How you know? Somebody been looking at them tickets.
Some parents like, hey,
I got something for y'all.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say
Come
that.
on, man. Come on, man.
I shouldn't even say that.
Hey, man.
Stepping in.
Hey, before we go, let me say something real quick. Hey, I wanna take one moment time real quick to say I hope that John McCain gets better soon. I don't care about your political beliefs, but that man is a freaking war veteran. That man is a freaking American hero. So whatever your political beliefs are, I do want to say that everyone should take time out to think about John McCain as he battles cancer.
He gonna be all right. His mom 105, so he got it.
No,
It
you
is
got
in his
some good
DNA.
genes. Come on, Mr. McCain. You can
Hey,
do it.
man, it's almost that time. Get on out of here. I hate this. Hey, bro, we need another hour. Hey, people, we need another hour.
Hey, thank you, man. Let me come into the shop.
Hey, so thank you for
Get my
coming.
line up. Get my line up.
Hey,
You know what I
looking
mean?
good.
I
Hey,
have some moisturizer. You need some moisturizer.
Nah, we won't do that right
You
here.
need some. You know what I mean? You know what
We'll do that
I
right
mean? My
here.
skin kind of tight when I leave up out of here.
In fact, I'm gonna clean the clipper. Todd gonna sweep the floor, and we gonna ask you to clean the bathroom.
Yeah.
The shop's closed.
We out.
Hey, I ain't mad at all. I can't listen. Listen.